All right, let's get started. Namaste everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday with Hindi University. As you know, we meet each Sunday, 8 a.m. US Pacific time to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. And you can find a lot of Hindi related videos that we have prepared over the last 13-14 years. If you want to join the live interactive classes that we have, you can find all the details on this page that we have, which is tiny.cc/Hindi University. Okay, and here you will find all the details about the classes. Along with that, you'll find how to join the details of how to join the practice sessions different times as well, and the books that we've been following. So last year we followed the book called Teach Yourself Hindi from Professor Rupert Snell. This year we are following two books. So we are doing two tracks in parallel. We are doing beginner session for the first half an hour and advanced session, intermediate advanced session in the second half of the class. Okay. So first book that we are following is Pingu Learns Hindi. Okay, and the second one that we have is Advanced Hindi Grammar by Professor Usha Jain. Okay, you can find the link of the books on this page. Okay, you can get the copy and then get started. And even if you don't have the copy, there's no need to worry, because we are covering the extensive material throughout the class. Okay, so even in case if you're not able to arrange, or if some of the copies are not available, don't worry about that. We'll get it covered. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly put people on mute so there's no background noise. You can control that setting as well. So with that in mind, as you know, we are on chapter number 3 on Pingu Learns Hindi. In the last two, so far in the beginner sessions, we've covered very simple things. Okay, we've covered some of the pronouns such as I, main. We've covered some postpositions such as like main also, which is basically main Delhi mein hu. Okay, so I in, as well as say, from. Okay, we have covered how to identify masculine and feminine in Hindi, as well as identifying the singular versus plural nouns in Hindi. Now, to build it further, we will do some more postpositions in the first half an hour, which is ka, ke, and ki. Which is ka, ke, very important postposition, ka, ke, and ki. Okay, you definitely learn it in the early stages of your Hindi learning journey. Okay, from the advanced Hindi grammar topic, my objective is to kind of build confidence. So I written some comment that this topic, which is perfective participle, is very hard, right? So how can we make it easy? So today we'll just do a quick game in which we will go over a bunch of verbs and bunch of nouns, and we try to pair it up. So the technique today we'll be using to just build more confidence in the topic is called immersion method, where you don't need to know the nitty-gritty of it. You will just follow the pattern. Okay, hopefully this will give everyone confidence. Even if you are beginner, intermediate, you will get a hang of it. Okay, so with that in mind, as always, whenever you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask it. And that way we can make sure everyone is following the topics. Okay, so with that, let's start with ka, ke, and ki. So it's an important postpositions, we covered, if you remember in the previous classes, there's a topic in English when you talk about a preposition. This is sort of your grammatical concept that you learned early in the journey. The same grammatical concept in Hindi translate into postposition, right? To illustrate it further, in English, generally you will say in Delhi. Not generally, this is always coming before the noun, in Delhi. Same thing when you're saying it in Hindi, it's basically Delhi mein. In English, if you're saying from Delhi, in Hindi it would be Delhi or Delhi se. So you see they are coming post the noun. That's why they are called postposition. Okay. Now what about the new postposition ka, ke and ki? Okay, so these are the categories of postposition. They are used with noun and pronoun to show their relationship with other nouns. Okay, whenever you want to show the relationship of noun and pronoun with other nouns, you will use ka, ke and ki. What do I mean by that? So I give a simple example. Let's say we have a person called Ron, and he has a son. We call it Ron and then son. In English, you will simply say Ron's son. So you have an apostrophe S, Ron's son. Or let's say he has a daughter. You will say Ron's daughter. Simple thing, right? Or let's say he has a laptop. Ron's laptop. Okay, or let's say he has a bunch of bikes. He likes bikes. So Ron's bikes. In all of them, if you notice, to show the relationship between Ron and the noun that we are using apostrophe S. In Hindi, we have something similar, but it's a little bit more, it's not as simple as like just using apostrophe S regardless of what is following, the person. Okay. So in order to show the relationship, we use the concept of the postposition called ka, ke and ki in Hindi. Okay. Now, how do we use it? Let's take it one thing at a time. So let's look at the first one. When we say Ron's son, okay, you can use ladka, beta. I use it interchangeably. So if it is Ron's son, I would call it Ron ka beta or Ron ka ladka. Okay, if it is Ron's daughter, I would call it Ron ki ladki. Okay, Ron ka ladka, Ron ki ladki. Ron's laptop, I'll call it Ron ka laptop. Okay, if it is Ron's bikes, I will use Ron ki bikes. Okay, if it is Ron's parents, I will call it, still it is apostrophe S in English. In Hindi, I will call it Ron ke parents or Ron ke mata pita. Now, the obvious question would be for everyone is like, how do I know when to use ka, when to use ke, and when to use ki? Right? Because so far so good. In English, it was straightforward. But as a beginner, how do I know when to use either or any of them? Okay, that is the thing that that comes naturally to everyone's mind. Okay, let's see who can answer that. Anjali ji, you want to unmute yourself and tell us why we used ka for Ron's son, why we used ka ladka, why didn't we use Ron ki ladka or Ron ke ladka?
Because ladka is masculine, so we use ka.
Okay.
Understanding.
Okay, so you're saying because ladka is
Masculine.
Masculine. Okay. It is masculine. Okay, what about if it was like Ron has multiple kids? What will I do? Should I still call it Ron ka ladke?
No, it would be K.
Okay.
Because it's pronoun.
Awesome. So ladka, you're saying is ladka is masculine singular.
Right.
And whenever you want to show the relationship between this noun or pronoun followed by a noun, which is masculine singular, then we use ka. Awesome. Thank you so much. Christina ji, why do you think we have Ron's daughter? You can say Ron ki beti or Ron ki ladki. Why are we using ki here?
Because Loki is female.
Okay, because ladki is feminine singular.
Feminine.
Awesome. What about laptop?
You're still asking me?
Yeah.
It's masculine singular.
Okay.
Laptop.
Okay. So it's masculine singular. Now, natural thing would be, how do you know? For ladka, ladki is relatively straightforward. But what about laptop? Like what is the easiest way for you to find out whether it is masculine singular? Like you are intermediate advanced level, so for you it's natural. For someone who is just getting started, how do you explain that in Hindi laptop is masculine singular? Can you share some tricks with everyone?
Well, you could see how it would feel if it was a Hindi word. So it ends with a vowel, so it's probably more likely masculine.
Yeah, awesome.
I mean, it ends with a consonant, sorry.
Yeah. And if you recall, we can use some adjectives also to clarify with the native speakers, right? So
Yeah.
you can use like bada laptop or badi laptop, right? Bada is big, right? And the person will confirm that they use this one, bada laptop, which is sort of indirectly giving you a hint that it is used as a masculine noun in Hindi, right?
Yeah.
I think some of you said tha as well, thi, like laptop tha versus laptop thi, which also tells you whether it is short tricks of finding out whether the given noun is masculine or feminine. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that helps when you ask the Hindi speaker that doesn't know any grammar but can speak well.
That's right. Yeah, most of it is like that, right? Yeah. We speak the language, but we don't know the grammar. We may not know the grammatical reasons behind why things are happening. And then awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Done. You want to share? Ron. Why did we use Ron ki bikes and then Ron ke mata pita?
Bikes is feminine plural.
Okay. So bikes is feminine plural. And what about this one?
Mata pita is masculine plural.
Masculine plural. Together as a pair, they are used as masculine plural. Parents. Okay. So in summary, what I'm hearing from you guys is whenever the noun that is followed by the postposition, if it is masculine singular, I will use this postposition called ka. Okay, ka. If the noun that is followed coming after this postposition, following the noun or pronoun here, if it is masculine plural, I will use the postposition ke. Okay, here also ka, laptop. If it is feminine singular, I will use it as ki. Okay. Now, oftentimes, another thing, if I change it from Ron to Ria, the very common mistake is like we end up thinking that it is the gender of this person that is determining whether I use ka, ke or ki. But that's not correct. It's basically this one. So even if I replace from Ron to Ria, it will still remain the same. I will still say Ria ka ladka. Okay? Ria ki ladki, Ria ka laptop, Ria ki bikes, or Ria ke mata pita. Okay? If I were to use something else as well, it's still the same. Okay, so it's always the gender and the number of what's coming here. Let me take a pause to see if there are I want really all the beginners who are completely new to ask the questions here. Like, if it is still confusing. I'm fully confident that almost all the intermediate level, advanced level, they already know. But I want to hear from complete beginners, and don't be afraid to ask any question. Is it making sense or anything still not clear?
Yeah, hi Ashu Ji, it's Angela. I just have a question. I just wanted to confirm, so if it's feminine plural, you still use ki?
That's right.
Same as feminine singular?
That is correct. For singular and plural, you will still use ki. For masculine singular is ka. For masculine plural is ke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else? If you don't ask questions, then I'll ask. Okay. So it's better that you ask question. Awesome. So it's my turn to ask questions then. So we are doing reasonable with the time. So I'm gonna give a small table here, and all of you have to fill it out. Okay. I hope so far so good. Okay. And as I ask questions, if you are not clear whether something is singular or plural or masculine and feminine, feel free to ask in the Zoom chat, and your friend will help you out. Okay. So you have. I'm going to give it from the book. So you have Pingu, and you want to say Pingu's brother. So I want all of you to try it. Because when I ask, I only end up asking some people, but I want all of you to write it down. How will you say Pingu's brother? Number one. How will you say Jason's bag? Okay. And how will you say Tom's and you are talking about sons or kids, okay? And then you have Sarah's car, and I'm gonna see number 5, which is my keys. Okay, so I'm keeping it simple. Hopefully all of you get to try these. These are very simple, but the whole point is to get you to the habit of practicing the post position here. And let's see if our friends have some question. Okay, so I'm getting some responses here. Thank you so much, Amy G.
Are we supposed to be typing these?
Yes, you can type it. Yes, you can type it in the Zoom chat. Okay, try not to look at anyone else's answers so that you don't get influenced by someone's answers. Okay, so let's see how everyone is doing here. Okay. And in case if you're done, feel free to write some extra stuff as well. If you think that this is simple, you can make up your own examples. Okay, awesome. Let's see how is everyone doing. Vidyaji, what do you think? This one, Pinku's brother.
Pingu ka bhai.
Pingu ka bhai. And this is because bhai is masculine singular. Pingu ka bhai. Radhika ji, Jason's bag.
Jason ka bag.
Okay.
Jason,
Yeah, good. Go for it. Jason ka.
sorry,
It's okay. Go ahead.
Jason ka bag.
Okay. And some of you use the Hindi word. What is that?
Thela.
Thela. Very good. Jason ka bag or Jason ka thela. Good. Now let's see Tom's sons. Susan ji, you want to tell us what is that?
Tom's के बेटे.
Okay, Tom ke bete or Tom ke
Tom के
bache.
बेटे.
Okay, bache bete. Either way is fine. I use them interchangeably, all of them. Okay. Okay. Sarah's keys. Tyler ji, what is that?
Sarah's car, so Sarah ki gadi.
Okay, Sarah ki gadi. Because gadi is feminine, singular. We are using Sarah ki gadi. Okay, or Sarah ki car. Tom, you want to tell us this one? My keys? You have to unmute yourself. My keys. Okay, I'll come back to you. Vatsalaji, welcome. What is my keys?
Mary Chabia.
Very, very good, right? So Mary Chabia. So key is chabi, plural is chabia. Okay. Now there is no ka, ke, and key. Okay. How did you come up with this one, Vatsalaji?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know that Chabi is feminine, so I know it's Mary and not Mera.
Okay. Awesome.
And then,
Okay. So what is मैं in English? What is मैं? What is this? Huh? I. Very good. No, it's I. Okay. I. But so same difference. Like in English, you have a difference between I and my. Okay. When you want to say I, which is मैं plus ka, it becomes mera. Okay. For a girl, मैं plus ki, it will become anyone? Mary. Very good, right? Mary, right?
Which, of course, after 5 years, I forgot that.
No worry, right? So it's Mary Chabia, right? Now, what if it's मैं plus k? It will become mere. Very good, right? Mere, very good. Mere. So it's a mere. So it's just like, you know, how you have like possessive pronouns in English. In Hindi, similar things happen. Okay. So the homework for you is, while we will be covering it in Pingu Learns Hindi subsequent chapters, at least start thinking about it. Like so far, in all the cases, I just use the name, whether it is Jason's, Tom, Sarah's. What if I replaced it with like, some of these pronouns such as I, which is मैं, he, she is वह, okay, we, which is हम, you, which is आप. Okay, simple homework. Try to see if I use them with ka, ke, and ki. How does it modify the behavior of or the form of this pronoun? As you said, मैं plus ka is mera. Okay, similarly, मैं plus ke is mere. Okay, and मैं plus ki is meri. Okay, I can give you another one. If it is aap and ka, as you can tell, it will be simple, aapka. As you know, when you talk to someone, aapka naam kya hai? What is your name? Okay, so your name is aapka naam. Okay, then aapki. Okay, aapki school, your school. Okay, and then aapke. Aapke parents. Aapke parents kahan hai? Where are your parents? Okay, so we will not go into all of them, but think about it. Like, it's not that difficult. You're just building on top of what you know of the pronoun. So it's your मैं, वह, हम, and आप. You can have more, but then play with it. So वह, this one is a little bit hard. Sunita ji, what do you think? वह plus का is? Uska. And the second one, वह plus की is?
Uski.
Okay. And the third one is?
Uski.
Very good. Uske. Okay, we'll do one more. Calling. You comfortable? Hum is we, and then you have to use it with ka, ke, and ki. So just like mera, it will become hamara. Awesome. Okay, hamara kamra, our room. Okay, hum plus k is sorry. Yeah, go for it. Hamare. And hum plus ki is hamari. I think you get the sense, but like, mera and then, mere and meri. I think here, uska, uske, and uski. Okay, awesome, great. So I hope it is clear. Any questions before we move on? So this is sort of the summary of ka, ke, and ki in a very, very basic form. Okay, so the homework for all of you is to, if you have Pingu Learns Hindi, I want you to do the exercises of Pingu Learns Hindi. If you don't have the book, don't worry. Come up with like, at least, 5 simple sentences for each, for ka, ke, and ki. And that will give you and me the confidence that you have grasp of this topic. Okay, so 5 for each. This is sort of the homework. Any questions before we move on to the next one? Awesome. So now we'll switch the topic. So this is now the intermediate advanced sections. So hopefully this was a brush up for even the advanced students as well. In the previous class, and now we are in the chapter number 3 of Usha Jain's book, okay, which is very complicated book, okay, and most of you acknowledge that this is the topic is a little bit hard. So we'll try to use the immersion method, okay. And if you recall, we were still going over the perfective participle. Okay, and we were using different sentences. Okay, we learned, and some of you mentioned that Usha Jain gives a list of verbs that can have perfective form. So I want someone to if you don't mind, I posted on WhatsApp group as well. So if you can take those pictures, that'll be wonderful, and post it on the live session that is going on Facebook, so that way at least people can follow those specific verbs as well. I'll write it down here, but it'll be good to kind of like post it there. Okay, so my goal is to go over all of those verbs, and I gave you a list of verbs here, and I'll give you nouns here, and we'll try to just make simple sentences and see if it makes sense or not. Okay, if you don't know the meaning of this verb, I'll write it down, right? So it's basically so let's say it's fatna. Fatna is, anyone?
To be torn.
To be torn, very good, to be torn. Okay, and let's say it's tutna. So I'm going to just write some of them, okay, to be broken. Okay, and then you have rakhna. Okay, rakhna, to keep. I hope most of you know what I'm talking about, this list of verbs. Which page number is it on? Someone can help me here from the Usha Jain book.
19.
90?
And 20.
19 and 20.
Yeah, 19 and 20.
So if you have the soft copy of the book, if you go to page number 19 and 20, from the advanced Hindi grammar book, you will see these verbs. Okay, so I'm going to just write some of them in batches, and my goal is to help you make sentences and help you recognize the pattern yourself. Okay, now you have katna. Okay, katna is you have to be cut. Okay, and then baitna. You have baitna here is to sit. Okay, and I'm going to give you some nouns here. Okay, so let's say you have shirt, you have a table, and you feel free to add anything you like. I'm just gonna pick some of them. Sabjiyan, okay, khana, which is food, okay. Let's say if I were to use rakhna, right, okay. Button, which is the shirt, the button that you have in shirt, okay. I'm gonna add more as we, learn more, okay. Let's see if I were to make a simple sentence, okay. I'm gonna put some of you, on the spot, but before that, I'm gonna make a, if the shirt is, torn, okay, I'm gonna say shirt fata hua hai, okay. Emergent method, so I'm not gonna give you more, okay. The verb is fatna, but I said shirt fata hua hai, okay. Table टूटा हुआ है, okay. Table or maze, okay. If I say maze, टूटी हुई है, okay. सब्जियां रखी हुई है, okay. खाना रखा हुआ है, okay. बटन टूटा हुआ है, okay. I said it fast. I hope you guys are able to follow the pattern here, okay. I'm gonna ask some of you. Anjali ji, you want to unmute yourself and try to match any of the nouns with any of these verbs, and let's see. And feel free, if some of them are not clear, if you have some other nouns in your mind, if I want to use some other verbs, that's completely okay as well. But try to form a sentence where you are basically using the form that we discussed.
सब्जियां कटी हुई है.
Very good, very good. सब्जियां कटी हुई है. And what does it mean?
Vegetables are cut.
Okay, awesome. Vegetables are cut. Okay, awesome. Let's see, Colleen, you want to tell us one sentence?
Sorry, Matt?
Yeah, go for it. Yes, Colin, UK.
फल कटा हुआ है.
फल कटा हुआ है. Awesome. So the awesome. I'm glad you use a new noun here. Fal is fruit. If it is plural, then it would be
फल.
Just fal only.
Is it fal?
And then you have to show that they're plural.
So कटे हुए हैं.
Very good. फल कटे हुए हैं. Okay, let's see. Kelly ji, you want to unmute yourself and tell us some sentences?
How about खिलौना टूटा हुआ?
Very good. Khilona, but the verb here, the noun here is khilona. What is khilona?
Toy.
A toy. And what does it mean, Kelly ji? Khilona टूटा हुआ है.
It's a broken toy.
It's a broken toy. Okay, toy is broken. Okay, khilona. Okay, Rita ji, you want to tell us something?
Not really. I'm still writing.
It's okay. Pick, and no, it's okay. Pick. I'll help out, right? You know that it's gonna be right.
Okay. Kana manata hua.
Okay, so khana is okay. Awesome. Khana.
Manata hua hai.
Okay, so
Food make food.
food is made.
Food is made.
Food is made.
Food is made.
Okay, so look at it again. Shirt टूटा हुआ है. Okay.
Shirt tuta hua hai.
So the khana.
Yeah, kana banata hua hai.
Okay.
Bata hua hai.
Is it? Do you hear the t in the other verbs when everyone?
It's ban. Yeah, bana hua hai.
Very good. Khana बना हुआ है.
Bana hua hai.
Right, food is made. Okay, So imagine.
It makes sense now doing it this way. I took those and tried to make up like complicated sentences, and so
Yeah.
I was using like when something was and
Yeah.
and job and something.
Imagine you have to give a state of the kitchen to anyone, right? You can easily describe it like, let's say you want to describe it in the past tense, okay? You can say मैं उनके घर गई, फल कटे हुए थे, सब्जियां कटी हुई थी, खाना बना हुआ था. You can keep going on and on to describe the state of that particular house or kitchen. See, it's so easier that way, right? Let's see. Aneska ji, you want to unmute yourself, and as I said, feel free to change the noun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kursi,
Kursi, very good.
tutti hui hai.
Okay, kursi. And what is kursi?
A seat or chair.
Chair. So what does it mean? Kursi tutti hui hai.
The kursi is broken.
Kursi
the
is broken.
chair is broken.
Awesome. Okay. Manohari ji, you want to tell us?
No, I don't know.
It's okay. I'll help out. Take any of the nouns.
Kursi,
Okay.
बैठना, to sit.
Okay. So that's like someone is sitting on kursi, but let's say kursi. Okay. You want to use it with. Let's say it's the
Kursi,
Yeah. It's a feminine. So kursi.
Kursi, to be cut.
It's kept basically, or is placed. Kursi.
Rack.
Mm-hmm.
रख हुई
रखी हुई है. Awesome. कुर्सी रखी हुई है. Okay. कुर्सी रखी हुई है. Yeah. Okay. Let's say if it is plural, then you will say
कुर्सियाँ
very good.
कुर्सियाँ रखी
हुई है. कुर्सियाँ रखी हुई है. Right. Okay. So यहाँ कुर्सियाँ रखी हुई है. आप लोग बैठिए. Right. I mean that's how you will say. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Anthony ji?
Just on that sentence that you had, so if you say, like to use it, you would say, the chairs are kept there, so you would say, Vaha kursi rakhi hui hai.
That's right. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say you are a host, Kelly ji. Okay. And lot of people are coming to your party and you are flustered and you are like, where are the chairs kept? Okay, how will you ask it?
Oh, to ask the question?
Yeah, how will you ask the question?
Let's see. Okay, so it'd be kursiyan rakhi hui kya kaha hai? Maybe?
No, you're good. Kursiyan kahan?
Kahan kya hai? Is that? No.
Where are the kursiyan?
Or just kahan hai? But
No, hui.
Yes.
So kursiyan kahan rakhi hui hai.
Awesome. Kursiyan kahan rakhi hui hai. Okay.
Say it again slowly. Say that again slowly. Rita Ji.
Kursiyan kahan rakhi hui hai.
So you put the kaha.
Yep. कुर्सियाँ कहाँ रखी हुई है? You are angry and you're like, कुर्सियाँ कहाँ रखी हुई है? Okay. How will you respond, Rita ji? That here are the chairs kept.
Sorry, here are the chairs kept?
Yeah. Basically.
Or just say like the chairs are kept here.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then I would say kursiyan yaha rakhi hui hai.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Great. So you see that, right? Anyone is having hard time here so far?
I just don't see why the kaha you're putting right after the kursiya instead of at the end in front of the he, right? Like, so why is the kaha placement there?
So the question is,
I always place it with the second if it's not a yes or no question. if it's a.
That is correct. So the question is like the sentence was kursiyan or chairs kahan rakhi hui hai? Question mark. And your question is, why is it here? Why not somewhere else? Where would you put it?
No, I was just thinking before it would have been kursiya rakhi hui, because the rakhi hui would be right after the chairs, and then kaha hai. But I guess so you're saying it goes there instead of before.
So either you can say what you were saying, kursiyan kahan hai? Where are the chairs? Okay. But if you want to use the perfective participle to say, and again I don't want to go to the grammar part of it because we are trying to go to the immersion one, right? You want to know where are they kept, right? That's how you will say kursiyan kahan rakhi hai. Like just like the way you had kursiyan kahan hai, all you are doing is placing this part, you know.
Ashu Ji,
Yeah.
can you say rakhi hui kursiyan kahan hai?
So you can say that rakhi hui kursiyan, right? I mean, it goes back to like, you know, the attributive form versus the predicate form. Okay. But like right now we are simply not putting like, you know, this part before the subject rakhi hui kursiyan. We are really trying to put it, you know, after the noun. Okay. In almost all the sentences. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see, Radhika ji, while you are there, make a sentence. And we'll come back to you, Kelly ji, in case if it is still not clear, the kaha form. But try to just like, you know, follow the pattern and maybe this will, yeah.
Sabziyan bana hui hai.
Sabjiyan.
Bana hui hai.
Okay. What is sabjiyan? Is it masculine or feminine?
I think it's a feminine.
Okay, so it would be?
Okay. Bani hui hai.
Sabjiyan bani hui hai. Okay.
Sabziyan bani hui.
Okay. So let's say Kelly ji, you want to know which vegetables are made when you go to Radhika's house. How will you ask that?
Okay, let me think. Which vegetables are already made, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, where am I going to put that konsi? Hold on.
In the beginning. You can put it in the beginning. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Konsi sabziyan bani hui hai?
Okay, very good. How will you respond to that, Radhika?
You mean you want me to answer it?
Yeah, answer it. I want to have the dialogue so that way you guys get comfortable in the pattern.
Kelly ji,
आपके
लिए मैं केला का सब्जी बना हुआ है. केला का सब्जी और सांबर बना हुआ.
Awesome.
बने हुए.
केले की सब्जी and सांबर बना हुआ है. Okay, awesome. Sadhana to rot. Great. So let's see who has not tried. Christina ji, your turn.
सब्जियां सड़ी हुई है.
Okay, what does it mean?
The vegetables are rotten.
Okay, and when will you use it? Let's say you go to vegetable market in India, okay, and you are negotiating the price, okay. You look at some of them and you're like, ये क्या सब्जियां हैं? ये सब्जियां सड़ी हुई है, okay, right? That's a natural thing, right? That's a place where you can say it. Let's say you want to contest it, right? Let's say done. You want to tell her that no, they are not rotten. How will you say that? She said, "Sabjiyan sadi hui hai." Let me say it slowly, okay? Sabjiyan sadi hui hai. You want to say no. So, you know, I don't want to say the answer. You have to say it. They are not rotten. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's simple. What did she say? One more time, Christina ji. Maybe say it slowly. and you hear it, you just have to put one more word in it. That's it.
So rotten again?
Yeah, say it one more time.
Sabziyan sadi hui hai.
Okay, that's it. Sabjiyan sadi hui hai. And you just have to put one more word in the whole sentence, which is not. What is not in Hindi?
Nahi. You're asking me?
No, I'm asking done now.
Okay. Okay.
Some simple. That's it. Nahi.
सब्जियां नहीं सड़ा हुआ है.
Okay, that's it. Sabjiyan sadi hui nahi hai. That's it. Right? She says sabjiyan sadi hui hai, and either you can say nahi, and either you can say the full sentence. Sabjiyan sadi hui nahi hai. Okay. Good. It's hard, but I think it's still better than before because it's the context. It's coming. Claire Ji, you want to try one? Claire Chambers?
Which one?
Anything. I put in some more verbs and more nouns, but you have the luxury to add more. Let's say you go to
खाना जला हुआ था.
Okay, khana jala hua tha. Awesome, right? So you use khana, which is food, and then you said khana. What is the verb? Yeah, jala hua tha. When will you use it? Give us a scenario. Where will you use it? Khana jala hua tha.
I went to Kaliji's house. Jala hua tha.
Khana jala hua tha. Okay, awesome, right? So let's say you go, right? So you can say that, right? I mean, so or you go to a restaurant and you want to be like, wah khana bahut jala hua tha. Okay, you can say that. Okay, JD, you want to unmute yourself?
Sabjiyan sati hui maize par hai.
Okay. So just keep it simple. Either you want to say like you want to say the rotten vegetables are on the table. Is that what you want to say?
Yes.
Okay. So maize par will come later, but let's do without maize par.
Alright.
Sabjiyan.
Sadi hui
Hai.
hai.
Okay. Now you want to say that the rotten vegetables are kept on the table. So the rotten vegetables is sadi hui.
Sabjiyan. Maize par.
And then the verb.
Rakai hui hai.
Awesome. Sadi hui sabjiyan मेज पर रखी हुई है. Make sense? It's a longer sentence, but you made it. Okay.
It was hard.
It was hard, right? But it came naturally. I didn't do anything. You did it. Right? So you should be happy. Okay.
So how would I do? So I was looking at the chapter and it was like a while she was sitting, a while he was doing this. So I said, yesterday I washed the clothes while listening to the radio. So how would I say that sentence using would I use hui? Hue?
So
cow may radios, hue, tate, dorite.
So the difference there is all of those are used as an adverb. Here,
okay.
all the sentences we are making, they are using adjectives. So
okay.
No, it's okay. So these are all verbs. We are making perfective participle adjectives out of it. Okay, that is the main.
I was just trying to understand all of chapter 3 because you said we were finishing up chapter 3. And
yeah,
I'm not nowhere close to finishing it.
Yeah. So I think my main goal is like, if some of the topics are a little bit off, like, the utility of those topics are not that much. So rather than confusing you, I would rather like, do like the topics or spend more time on the topic which are like really, really useful, that you will be using it right away. Like this, I can see it being used, more frequently. Okay. The adverb also, we can spend some more time on it if you think like, you want me to focus. But today I didn't plan to focus on that. Like, that while you were doing something, you did some other. We can spend time though. Okay. Let's see. There's one question. Somebody is raising their hand. Nandini ji, go for it.
Just a clarification for myself, Ashu Ji. To be made, is it banana or bun? I was getting confused between the two.
So okay. So I think I write it interchangeably, but it's banana is what I meant to write here.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, I meant to write banana here.
No, it's all right.
Right to be made. Awesome. Why don't you make a sentence?
Oh my! I wish I did not ask.
No, it's okay.
खाना बना हुआ है.
Okay. खाने में क्या बना हुआ है?
मैं आज खाना में
डोसा बना हुआ है. Okay.
बना.
Okay. डोसा.
No, I can't say I. Then I have to take off the I there, isn't it? आज डोसा बना हुआ है.
Okay.
और डोसा बने हुए हैं.
Okay. Awesome.
सरल डोसा.
Awesome. डोसा कहाँ रखा हुआ है?
बने हुए डोसा मेज पर रखी हुई है.
रखा हुआ है. Awesome.
Oh, it's still about the dosa, not about the maize now.
Right. बना हुआ डोसा मेज पर रखा हुआ है, और डोसा मेज पर रखा हुआ है. Okay.
रखा हुआ.
Okay.
So we're still talking about the food only.
Yes.
About the dosa. It's not about the maize now.
Yes.
I should say मेज पर रखी हुई है.
नहीं, you will not say मेज पर रखी हुई है.
मेज पर रखा हुआ, because it's thana and
Yep.
dosa, which is रखा हुआ है. Okay, thank you.
Let's see who is still finding it hard. I want someone to tell me that it is hard.
Hey, Ashu Ji,
Go for it.
Not necessarily something that's hard, but I just want to kind of throw a curveball. Would I be able to say, like, Dorvaza band kiya hua hai?
Okay, yeah, very good. You can say that. Darwaza. Okay. Let's say you want to use the verb khulna. You have the verb called khulna. Use it with that.
So is khulna close?
To open.
Okay, to open. I was going to say, because band is close, right?
So band karna, you will use it for that. Okay, but I want to use it with this, and then we'll go to your example. Okay.
Sure. So Dorvaza khula hua hai.
Very good. Darwaza khula hua hai. Okay. Now use your example.
So then for close, it would be Dorvaza band kiya hua hai.
So typically you will say darwaza band hai. Okay. When it is done by somebody else, like you don't know, you can say darwaza band kiya hua hai, which is correct. Grammatically that is also correct. But Hindi speakers will generally just say darwaza band hai, which itself means the door is closed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's see who else would like to try. Anjali ji.
Dukane. Dukane. Kulle.
Shops.
Dukane kulle hue hai.
Okay. So shop is dukan, shops is dukane, and you're saying dukane khuli hui hai. Okay, shops are open. Okay, you can say the negative also, which is dukane khuli hui nahi hai. Awesome. Okay, so if I didn't get a chance to ask any of you, I do want you to, think about 2 sentences and write it down. I'm going to read it, as many as I will, but I want all of you to try it out. Some of you are still shy, so I want you to, rather than me putting you on the spot, I want you to write down. Take any of the nouns, okay? If they're not there, feel free to take the luxury of choosing any new nouns, okay? And use it with the verb, okay? Suvilaiji, why don't you try?
Yes. Kakash Paspar Chali Hui hai.
One more time, वापस बोलो.
Kakash Paspar Chali Hui hai.
Maybe I'm missing something in the audio. Anyone could hear that, the sentence that Suvilaiji is saying? Try to write it, Suvilai. Maybe I'll be able to understand. Yeah? Yeah. लिखो एक बार इसको. Susan ji, you want to try?
बगीचे में फूल खिले हुए हैं.
Wow. बगीचे में फूल खिले हुए हैं. What does it mean?
The flowers are blooming in the garden.
Flowers are blooming in the garden. Okay. Somebody wrote, उस आदमी का दांत टूटा हुआ है. Very good, right? Very good, awesome. दांत टूटा हुआ है. What does it mean? मीरा जी?
The man's teeth are broken.
Okay, दांत टूटा हुआ है. Okay, awesome. विद्या जी? Go for it.
हाँ जी.
Yeah, go for it.
पर्दे कटे हुए हैं.
पर्दे कटे हुए हैं. What does it mean?
The curtains are torn.
Curtains are torn. Very good.
Cut.
Awesome. Sharmila ji?
आशु जी नमस्ते.
नमस्ते.
मजाक है ये सेंटेंस जो सुजान ने कहा मेरे सेंटेंस.
अच्छा आपका सेंटेंस है ये.
लेकिन मेरे सेंटेंस में बगीचे में सारे फूल खिले हुए हैं.
Okay, you can, yeah, that's good, right? This is good. Okay, so your sentence is also like बगीचे में फूल खिले हुए हैं. सारे फूल खिले हुए हैं. Awesome. Risha ji, your part. रोटियां जली हुई है. It's what I received from Radhika ji. Great. See, this is better. That way, I am getting more sentences. I don't have to wait. Yes, go for it, Risha ji. I'm going to write some more nouns to help you out. Kapde. Okay. If you need more time, that's completely okay. Octavian, you want to try something?
Did you have Rakhi koi hai?
क्या रखी हुई है?
Kitab?
किताब रखी हुई है. Great. What does it mean?
The book was kept, something like that.
Yeah, the books are kept. Awesome. Modang ji?
आशु जी
Yeah.
क्या मैं कोशिश करूं?
Yeah, please go ahead. And after that, Modang ji will go. Go for it.
कपड़े अलमारी में रखे हुए हैं.
कपड़े अलमारी में रखे हुए हैं. Great. Okay, great. कपड़े अलमारी में. And that Risha ji? Who was that? Like Risha ji, right? You were speaking, right? Okay.
शर्मिला.
Sharmila ji, awesome. कपड़े अलमारी में रखे हुए हैं. Great. Modang ji, your turn.
मेरी गाड़ी टूटी हुई है.
मेरी
गाड़ी टूटी हुई.
मेरी गाड़ी टूटी हुई है. And what does it mean?
My car is broken.
My car is broken. Great. JD?
सब्जियां जली हुई है.
सब्जियां जली हुई है. Let's say, great. So you should use it. Okay. Go to an Indian restaurant. Okay. And then try to surprise them with this thing. Okay. Sabjiyan jali hui hai. Okay. This is like a handy sentence. You can just say it. Like sadi can be, they can get offended if you tell them sabjiyan sadi hui hai. but jelly we have, probably they will not be offended, but like, it's a good one to try it out.
Is it a jate? I want to say the washed clothes are kept in the drawer.
Okay, try it out.
So would it be dule, hue, capre, daraj, me, rake? Now, do I do another hue or do I do rake jante he?
No, rake hue.
Rake hue he. So
Okay.
2 hues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if you don't put the second hue, it's fine. Say it without putting second hue.
Dule, hue, capre, daraj, me, rake he.
दराज में रखे हैं और दराज में हैं. Okay. Okay. So what does it mean? The washed clothes.
The washed clothes are kept in the drawer.
Awesome. Great. Anyone else get?
Hello. I also want to say something.
Okay.
It's the same like accent like who failed the exam. So do better word me exam fail why or exam fail ho gaya.
Exam. One more time.
Exam. जो आदमी better हुआ एग्जाम फेल हो गया और एग्जाम फेल हुआ है.
ओके. जो आदमी बैठा हुआ है वो एग्जाम में फेल हो गया है और हुआ है. ओके. Either way. Yeah. Great. Anthony Ji, right?
Ashu Ji?
Yeah. Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, Ashu Ji, I was just going to say maybe it might help people. The way I think of it is when we're using things like hua hai, it's like a passive voice.
Yeah.
So it has happened.
Yeah.
But you're not using an active voice.
That's correct.
Passive.
That's correct. Like so when we use a passive voice, as you said, we use this approach. Like, but this whole topic, it's especially like when you learn it from the passive active voice perspective, you will learn it this way. But like Usha Jain, the way she's covering it, she's trying to teach and emphasize that verbs can be used as an adjective. Okay, by using the form of the verb along with the form of hona. Okay, that's why I didn't really use took the route of calling it a passive voice. But you're absolutely right. Kelly Ji, you want to say some more sentence? One more.
Sorry, somebody was about to say something.
It's okay. After you, I think Nandini Ji, your hand is raised. I'm going to come to you right after that. How about that? Yeah.
Actually, Ashu Ji, I was sitting here looking at her previous book of the intransitive and transitive forms of verbs, because where I get kind of thrown is, we have that list of the transitive verb of the just of the verbs in this section that are both transitive and intransitive, but they change a state.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in just what I think that was Colin saying about the passive voice, this is where I just get kind of thrown about, like, we have likna is on this list.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is so funny to me. So that would be, okay, let me think about that. Yahan mera signature lika hua hai.
Very good. Let's say you want to say the instructions are written here.
So instructions yahan like hue hain.
Very good. Instructions yahan like hain.
But it's so weird though to me that likna would be a state change. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, like, the other things I can see, something is not torn and then it's torn. Something is, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It seems like it's not a verb in this kind of category. I don't know. Maybe I just get thrown about the passive, active, and then these guys.
Yeah.
But I just have to know it. That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Just know.
Yeah.
So Kelly Ji, you think of it like the instructions have been written. It's a passive. It's something has happened to make the instructions written, but we don't really know anything more about it. It's just they have been written.
Yeah.
We don't know who, right? We don't know who. So that's what makes it. Yeah. Okay. That's what.
They weren't there, and now they're written.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Awesome. So how are we doing with time? We are 7 minutes over, so I won't take too much time, but.
Ashu Ji, can I try one?
Yes.
Whether this way we can make it or not, I'm just a little bit confused. So because Rita Ji was saying that washed clothes. So can I say that मैं धुली हुई कमीज को istri kar rahi ho.
You can say
So
that.
can you say that one is a present like a?
Yes, you can. So first one is dhuli huyi kameez, which is basically the attributive. Yes, that's right. Right. Dhuli huyi kameez ko press kar rahi hu. So this is completely fine. As opposed to saying मैं कमीज को press कर रही हूँ, all you're saying is मैं धुली हुई कमीज को press कर रही हूँ. Right. So it's absolutely correct. Yeah. Anyone else? I'm going to stop the Facebook first.
Say, don't listen to anything that I said because it's like.